Yeah. See, here's the thing. It didn't normally we jump out the gate and we're like, all right, let's talk about that big, 7:30 p.m. game that just finished.
From Lenoris Sellers to broke ass Lenoris Sellers, Marcel Reed.
I mean, it was a snoozer.
It was, but like Texas handled business in a way that they have so often not done in recent years. Now, last year they obviously, played really well, but I thought the defense played their ass off.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. Welcome to the party. I've been telling you this group's got it. This group's got some juice right now. I thought offensively they were a little whatever, but once they got up, it was very much like, okay, like we're good. Like y'all just stay at a distance.
I think like the good news for Texas is in this game, and we've seen it now 2 weeks in a row with Wisner. They've been able to run the ball, which they hadn't really. They've struggled to do all year. They did it against Kentucky. They were able to do it against the Aggies. It wasn't like team-wise they didn't have great numbers, but with Wisner they found something. And Quinn Ewers was adding something with his legs, which he seemed really reluctant to do since the injury, and he was dealing with an ankle. Just so. I felt like that was good. I still think their passing game, for the amount of talent that they have at the pass catchers at tight end and receiver, I still think that that's kind of iffy right now. And I think some of that is Texas A&M does deserve some credit for not, being terrible defensively. But I mean, this was a game about Texas's defense. I tweeted it. Their defensive line, I think what they have been last year and this year, they are what Georgia was a few years ago, where it's just the depth of talent that they have and the kind of freaks that they have on that line. Just they're really good. That defensive line dominated this game. And I mentioned it in our big game breakdown, and I mentioned it in the lock spot. The reason I took the under in this game was because Texas A&M's offense had played two really good defenses this year, Notre Dame and South Carolina, and it didn't do a damn thing against either one of them. It didn't do a damn thing against Texas either, because it was a 17-7 final. But remember, their 7 points came on the pick six. So the offense did nothing in this game. Marcel Reed did nothing. They could not run the ball. They could not throw the ball. They were helpless when they had it. That's why it's like, even when they kept, like, Texas was letting them hang around, getting the punt blocked, all this kind of stuff, I was never worried that Texas was going to lose the game, because I just had absolutely no faith in the Aggies' offense's ability to put points on the board.
Same.
How about the backup coming in for Banks and playing? Like, Banks is a really good football player.
And that's something they haven't dealt with all year.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean, but A&M has had to deal with that. Like, they have had guys go down on their offensive line, deal with the battle of attrition. And that's in large part, I think, one of the reasons why they're playing Reed and not Wegman. We've said on this show, we've talked to coaches who are like, Reed doesn't really see it. Like, he should have hit us for more than he did, and just didn't see it open. So yeah, I think you're right. In hindsight, it's not entirely surprising that they were able to do that. How about Ewers? How mobile he was with the ankle. I mean, he kind of had some burst to him.
It was crazy. He was way more aggressive after Arch Manning scored the touchdown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, glad you went there.
It was, I mean, Arch Manning goes on this long scamper. They do end up ruling it a touchdown. Oh, wow. Texas is getting breaks in Kyle Field. This is crazy. Vibes are really swinging in the way of, like, Quinn's like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Let me just go ahead and take off right now. No, if I was Steve Sarkisian, I'm gonna play Arch Manning on some designed explosive run play.
Oh, for sure.
In every single playoff game, and maybe on Saturday in Atlanta. It's
terrible interception though.
Oh, for Manning,
the pick, the one that Ewers threw. That was
Ewers had two picks,
and it dropped two.
Yeah, the pick six one was terrible.
But that was later, after the game was already looking like it was in hand. Because the Manning was the first touchdown, then Quinn comes in and leads another touchdown drive. That was when they go up 14, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then and even to your point, Tom, there I was like, well, geez, I mean, at this point, Texas is going to pick its number. I guess that's where I'm at right now. Texas's defense was amazing. They are one of the most fun defensive units in the entire country. They are the reason why I like Texas in my, grab bag handful of teams that I'm like, yeah, I think they could go win a national championship.
They get stops. Sark schemes up a couple open things anyway in ball games.
Yeah, I mean, it's
also they ran the ball really well.
Yeah, And that's
47% rush success rate is pretty huge.
I think that they once they established the lead, they felt like they could run the ball and get out of there, you know? So huge win. And look where Texas is now. Texas has a chance to beat the only team that it has a loss against, which is your old we beat everybody on our schedule.
Cancels it out.